There's absolutely no threat. They are a player. If you come in legally, you are welcomed with open arms. The ministry has met with Uber since 2017 4 times. We clearly told them of the laws and regulation, and we welcome any company that abide by our laws and regulations. And so far, what Uber has done, we have found 2 operators who are registered with Uber, but they are licensed operators. So as long as they have licensed operators, we have no issue or any problem. But if they continue, or if they have persons who are not licensed, we are going to have a problem. Remember, that even last week we welcomed 2 other app-based operators, Red Plate and Arrive, and they join 1876 taxi and get there. So and ridejamaica.com. So we have had app-based service in Jamaica, and they are doing very well. They are done by Jamaicans, and in addition to that, there are 2 more to come on stream here in Jamaica, and they are doing very, very well, and we encourage them. So this government encourages business, but it must abide by the laws and regulations of Jamaica. There are checks and balances in the system. Any driver in the public transport system has to have a badge, and to get a badge from the transport authority, you make an application, you submit a police record and 2 recommendations, and transport authority considers and does their own background check before you're issued with a badge. So any driver within the system has to have a badge, whether you drive a route taxi or a hackney carriage or a contract carriage. In addition to that, there are regular checks by the various associations and the transport authority right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. But the transport authority has a program that is ongoing to treat with the illegal operators, and it is very successful so far.
Will you be required to pay any other fee to transport authority?
No, app-based operators don't at this time, but they register with the transport authority. So if there's an issue, we know how and who to contact, because we have to protect our citizens. We can't have our citizens traveling in illegal vehicles. I mean, there are some persons that are talking about a rental agreement. You have to have a license to be a rental car, because when unsuspecting members of the public travel in these illegal operations and something happens, the insurance doesn't cover them, they have no legal recourse because you can't find some person. So all the app-based persons who operate in Jamaica, we meet with them regularly. We ensure that they are kept in the loop in terms of rules and regulation. And all we are saying is that the playing field must be leveled, and everybody must operate by the same standards and the same laws and regulations. Jamaica is a country of laws. There's absolutely no threat. They are a player. If you come in legally, you are welcomed with open arms. Just as how Red Plate and Arrive and 1876 came in and were welcomed by us. As long as you play by the rules. But if you don't play by the rules, the full force of the law is going to come down on you. Once you're app-based, the law in Jamaica doesn't require you to register with the transport authority. We would want to sit down with them, because what we are positive of, if you take up or set down in exchange for a fare, a passenger, you must be licensed. And if the persons, I want to be very clear to those persons who have registered with Uber, if you are, or any other company, if you are going to take up and set down any passenger in Jamaica, you ought to have a license. And because you're app-based, it is easy for us to monitor. And that was how we were able to find the 2 operators that we know of who are registered. The ministry and the government cannot get into how a private person runs their business. I know taxi operators who offers a number of things. There's one operator who offers you water, another one offers you free Wi-Fi. So everybody will offer anything, and we welcome all players in the marketplace as long as you abide by the law. Don't fear change. Accept change and work with change, because the one thing about change, it is going to change.